Hi guys, good afternoon. Just gone midday here in London. Relatively subdued in the FX space so far. Euro and pound have both made a new high and low in early trade after the London Open, but it's pretty much bang in the middle there now. But they are near very important levels. So just from an intraday point of view, I'd almost have my line in the sand as the pivot, which is the low. But really, I'll be looking for an hour close also below the 1st of October low. That to me seems pretty important. And then obviously the high here, you see a triple top. It speaks for itself. It's a very key level. But that said, let's just put this on that longer time frame because you can see just how key area is going to be. Are we about to finally get a close above? You can see now that low, that 1st of October high is massive. Do we finish below there or do we confirm a break above? I think it really will be key. You've got the Fed minutes tomorrow, but going into that, it could be a close above sees us push higher in towards that close. Having a look over then at the pound, you can see that actually recently that has broken down just in the last 15 minutes or so. Boris has been speaking, but that was very similar in that it had hit that high and then found some support. I think due to Boris's comments, it's come off a touch. However, this on the daily chart is, as we know, an incredibly headline-driven market at the moment. But it's all going to be about where we finish as well. After hitting that 130 area, do we then reverse back and finish above, or is this the opportunity to potentially get short again? 129 looks very key. We just tested that as a low. Now, do we finish below there? And if so, 128 comes quite quick. Or if we find support, we sort of stay meandering along there. So both the pound and the euro have got some very key levels in play, as does the equity market. The S&P overnight making a recent high, shall we say, but 3,400 is obviously very important, as is the highs that we had going back from sort of the beginning of September, from the 9th onwards. They're really holding true around 34.14, give or take. Putting that then onto the 60-minute, you can see we have drifted higher on late trade yesterday, only to then drift back down. Good area of support just below the pivot. Keep a watch on that. For me, that's a good enough line in the sand, and if that doesn't hold, I expect a quicker fire move down towards sort of 33.70. Not a massive move, but 20 points, give or take. If on an intraday basis we can get back above 33.90, I think you then see that push towards the recent highs. But just be aware, of course, of 3,400 above that. And for me, it's all about this region here. Those highs from the 9th of September are going to be ultimately key. I think we finish on the day above that, or I should say, if on the day we finish above that, and more importantly, I guess tomorrow would be that time with the Fed minutes as well confirms it. Then I believe that the trade is towards that all-time high. However, we hit it, we reject it. Fed minutes maybe slightly more hawkish or less dovish. Then next thing you know, you're back down towards 3,300 handle. So everything is quite nicely set at the moment. Let's just have a quick look over at gold, which has found support, as with quite a few dollar-related markets this morning, around that sort of 9:30 UK time. It's got a clear high. It's got a clear sort of low as well. I'd almost be tempted just to wait for a break either way, to be honest, on gold. At the moment, holding up nicely on this sort of range, but for me, X marks the spot where I'd be probably interested in seeing the volume come in and then bigger moves either way. I guess we've got to kind of wait and see. Quick look over then at the Nasdaq and Dow, just to see if there's much difference to the S&P. Not really. I know the tech came down in early hours as there's rumours that the US were going to mix up the tech sector a touch, but really it hasn't followed through too much. And that push from Trump's tweet, which was fascinating, wasn't it, around 7:30 last night, is still intact. The Dow, let's have a quick look. You can see that a lot more similar to the S&P. Didn't quite make its low, but that would be the level here, 27.86 that I'll be focusing on. And then if we can get a break above this level, I guess into the back end of the session, or I guess that when the US come in, it could be a good opportunity to get long. Decent trend line in there as well. I guess this is the make or break region for the Dow. But at the moment, things subdued, except in the pound after Boris has spoke. But some massive levels to keep an eye on the daily charts.